Everyone's so busy trying to figure out what they want in life. And although it might be hard and stressful and difficult to figure that out because there's so much distractions in the world, one of the easier things you can do is realize and figure out what you don't want. If you're looking at your scenario and you hate it, like you hate it enough to change it, then you're going to start doing the work that it takes to fix your life. If you hate how you live, you hate the car you drive, you hate the money you're making, you hate the job you're working at, the people you're around don't think the way you think, they're not ready to grind how you grind or build how you build, then you got to anticipate that you're never going to grow in this environment and it's going to require you to change. Now, at the same time, the reason it's easier to just figure out what you hate is because it'll motivate you faster if you just find the 10 things you hate about your life and use those as the reasons to just start working. And what that means is everyone's saying, what are you passionate about? Well, most things you're passionate about don't pay you any money. That's why most people work jobs. And most people hate the job that they work at. So money equals freedom. Money is going to solve 90% of your problems. And in order to get the money, it's going to require you to master a skill that takes time and effort and energy. And when you first start, you're probably going to suck because it would be unreasonable for you to be good at something that you've never done before. But the more you do it, it'll be likely to be good at something if you put in 1,000 reps. So at first, you got to just start. It's not going to be perfect. It's not going to feel good. It's going to be boring, annoying, very uncomfortable. But if you set out to accomplish a goal and you truly desire an outcome, you have to anticipate this shit is going to suck in the beginning. And it's like that for everybody who's built something big, who's went after something great. That's how life is. You know, I feel as though it's easier to just figure out what you don't want in your life because you could just do the exact opposite of that. If I hate my current circumstance, I'm not where I want to be, I'm not making the money I desire to make, I just look at that, analyze my circumstance, and say, you know what? How do I get the fuck out of this? I'm trying to get as far as possible away from this. So anything that doesn't align with what I'm thinking in my mind about, okay, maybe I want this thing, but it's easier to just figure out what I don't want and then do the exact opposite of that. So if I'm working a job I know that I don't like, do the opposite. Find a way to master a skill that's going to replace the income you're making at your job so that you can quit and then go all in on this thing that's going to make you more money, this business, not a side hustle. Because if you're working on a side hustle, most times you're not fully committed to fixing your life. A side hustle is going to bring in side income. You're trying to fix your life for the better. You got to build a fucking business. You got to master a real skill. So I'd say find the 10 things you hate about your life and use those as the reasons to just start working. And then do the exact opposite of what you see you don't want your life to be. If you're heading in this trajectory of life in this direction and you're like, I do not want to end up like this. So now do the exact opposite. It's not being ungrateful. You're grateful about where you are, but you're not satisfied. There's nothing wrong with wanting more.